Hi guys, welcome to another Dead Good Walk. Today we're in Liverpool and we're currently heading down the path into St James's Cemetery, which was a former quarry. Now these graves you can see on the side have just been lined down the path. There's not actually, as far as I know, anybody buried under here. Now look at this old quarry tunnel where they dug through. How cool is this? Bloody hell. I've walked down there twice now and there's always been someone at the bottom. Oh well, you get the idea. So it's quite a noisy cemetery. It's right bang in the middle of the city centre here in Liverpool. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the gimbal. So the cemetery opened in 1829 after they had to find another use for it. And there's about 60,000 people laid to rest in here. Oh, look at all these obelisks. Obelisk. Robert Hayes, 1856, aged 46. With Alice, mother of the above. It's a red granite one. Charles Y. Williams, 1865. Sandstone one here for Mary Ann and John Williams. Not sure if that's the entrance to a catacomb. William Smith, 1883, aged 55, and Ellen Abbey, wife of the above. Stunning. Oh, check this out. This would make a good night video, wouldn't it? In loving memory of Mary Allen, aged 46, with her son Ernest, who drowned at sea, 3rd of December 1909, through the disaster of SS Ellen Vannin. Wow, what a story. Look at these. David Roberts, 1864. Oh, he's from Abergele in Wales. It almost looks like a pinnacle, doesn't it, from the top of a church? Decoration around it. Charles Davies. Can't read the date. Oh, look at this. A cloth draped urn on the floor. Guessing it came off one of these, probably that one. All seem to got the tops missing, haven't they? Mary Hughes, John Black. Mary was 34 when she died. John Black was 62. Some more on the floor. William Scott of the Liverpool Corn Exchange, 1871. William Kavanagh, 1857, age 36. And this big old slab is for, does that say Sir George Drinkwater of Kirby? Died in 1780. Looks too new, that, doesn't it, for 1780? Look at that there. I wonder if that was an entrance to something. Wow, this feels very, very creepy here. Quite a few stones, but we'll have a look, we'll scan through them. Ada Catherine Dean, Richard and Elizabeth Brace, I think that says. Bragg, sorry. Robert Smith, 1866. James Black, died in 1825, age 65. Richard, son of Thomas and Jane Bates Gibson. Charles Samuel, 1831. I love the "and" there with the decoration around it. It's unusual. Look at these. I'd love to know what was behind here. These are hard to read, aren't they? With all the liching on them. Let's track back over this way and look at these. Kind of red stripe there. Joseph Blackley, Thomas Davies, 1830. There's one for Jane. There's too many to read out, but I'll try my best. There's a cathedral up there. It's nice, isn't it? Doesn't look that old though. Can't read the name on it. James Holland, 1851. Age 4 months. Oh man. Look at this, still black from the pollution of Victorian Liverpool. James Ramsey, merchant of this town, who departed this life the 25th year of his age, being drowned in the River Mersey in 1842. An upright and humble-minded Christian. Oh, that goes on quite a bit, doesn't it? Let's give that a pause if you want to read the whole thing. It's a lovely stone. Just check this one out under the ferns. Henry Lewis, 14th of March 1891, and Cassie, his daughter, and Catherine, his wife. One's for Elizabeth Bainbridge. With a lovely relief carving there. In the hope of blessed resurrection, rest Horatio Roughly Roberts, a faithful disciple. That must have been his sister on the other side. Elizabeth Gross. That's cool. Widow of Lieutenant General Gross. I can't do the maths on that on those Roman numerals. If anyone can, drop me a comment. I've never seen one in all Roman numerals and no normal numbers, but I like it. William Wilkinson, 1888, aged 40 years. Just scan past these. There's an anchor there for nickels. What does that say? Eternal happiness. Horatio Wyke Roberts and Lawrence Roberts, and blimey, he had a big family. Catherine Jane, youngest daughter of Reverend John Roberts. Sorry to skip past these, but the cemetery is absolutely massive. There's a door into a catacomb cut into the rock, probably. How cool is that? There are some bigger catacombs cut into the rock on the other side, and we'll head over in a second, have a look. This must be a door, mustn't it, into a mausoleum. Anne, infant daughter of, I can't make that out, somebody, and Elizabeth. Adelaide, infant daughter. Look at these mausoleums. They're they look like they're half sunken into the ground. Maybe this is it, but I don't know, there might be more underneath. And it's the burying place of the family of Theodore W. Rathbone, with a tiny little door on it. I think that's probably it. I don't know if there's anything further down underground. Same with this one, it looks like it goes further, doesn't it? Can't read any of that. No. Yeah, really unusual. This is for Robert, who died when he was 13 in 1870. So young, isn't it? Here we have James Thompson, died in 1852, aged 62. And Maria. Frederick Dempster. A lot of obelisks here, isn't there? Well, this one definitely looks like a pinnacle from the top of a church. Strange, isn't it? Rope and anchor. Naval connection. Stars on each corner. Captain Alicia Lindsay Halsey, of South Carolina, USA, came to untimely death on board the ship Thomas Bennett in the Bay of Biscay, with Roman numerals again. This monument was erected in his memory. Cool. So, as with all good graveyards, there's some spooky stories. I'll tell you briefly. One of them is that apparently a vampire is buried here somewhere, and I'm not sure how scary a vampire with a Liverpoolian accent would be. We have a witch. We've seen a few witches recently, haven't we? And apparently there's a little girl called Little Grace who haunts the cemetery. Now her name's carved into one of the catacombs. I don't know which one it is. We'll have to go and have a look, see if we can find it. It's an interesting emblem, isn't it? Who that's for? It's hard to read. Reverend Thomas Johnson, 1834. There's a big support there holding one of the walls up. I wonder if there was an entrance there. Look at this thing. It's like an altar, isn't it? It's got some lovely draped decoration on this one. Can't make the name out. So yeah, I don't know too much about the vampire story. There's not that much online, you can research it. Same for the witch really as well. It's a big Celtic cross. Look at that. Must be about 10 foot tall. Another section with obelisks in. See the cathedral there again. Let's just have a look, see which ones catch my eye. Adam Johnson Ferry and Emma his wife, 1898. Look at these leaves, I just love autumn. Oh look, Masonic symbol there. It's lovely, isn't it? Erected by the members of the Royal Victoria Lodge of Freemasons. Little pile of rocks here. I don't know what that symbolises. Mary Louisa. Oh, look at the little detail on this. A little butterfly with a serpent eating its tail. William Taylor Barry of Lexington, Kentucky. Wow. Minister, can't read that word, of the United States. Died in Liverpool, 1783. On his way to Madrid, 1835, sorry. Kentucky, USA. That wasn't my best American accent. in memory of Margaret, the affectionate wife of Arthur Moore, merchant of this town. Percy and Cecily Moore. Cecily died in 1929. This is for, oh god, it's so high I can't even read it at the top. Royal something. I love this. This has got to be one of the best stones I've seen. The Corinthian column, which is cut short, symbolising a life cut short, usually a young person. John Claypole, born in 1793, died in 1845, so 52? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's an unusual design, isn't it? I can't even remember something. Jane McKinley, first wife of Thomas. It's really hard to read. Died in Buenos Aires, Argentina, 1837. So we're now walking up to the first level of the catacombs, and we're actually walking on top of the catacombs that are down below to the right. Look at this. Another one there. This one's got some frontage to it. The family of Sir William Brown. I don't know what that says. Bart. Short for something, isn't it? It's another view of the cathedral. Look at these leaves, I just love it. It's the best time of year for a walk. A dead good walk even. So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, with the catacombs not being very popular, I'm just wondering if there's anything to actually see. I couldn't find many pictures online of it, but it's cool that they still exist. This will give you some sort of scale of the place from up here. Wow, it's quite a drop. It's quite dangerous with no railings or anything. Oh god. And that big domed structure there in the middle is William Huskisson's mausoleum. He was the first person to be killed, or the first person who was killed by a train, and we're going to have a look at it later. Apparently his ghost comes through the doors sometimes, so it'd be nice to catch that on film. Let's have a look down here. Normally find the best bits when you go off the beaten path. Can't see anything so far. Oh yeah, there's a few blocked up doorways. Can't really see it for all the ivy. Nothing there. Oh, here you go, here's one. So you can see behind it, that's all bedrock, so it wasn't actually used. It's not being carved out. Another one here. You can just see it through these brambles. Is this one open? No, there's bedrock again behind it. Shame. Couple more down here. Wouldn't it be great if they were actually used? It's so cool. Another one that's a bit deeper, isn't it? That looks like it's open, doesn't it? You can see bedrock behind it though. Another one there, quite deep. I think they're all going to be the same, aren't they? Yeah. It just gets too thick down there to go through. That's where we just was. I think that's it. Yeah, head back. So I'm just walking back down the slope of the catacombs on the other side. There's the Huskisson. Hang on. There is, there's the Huskisson mausoleum. Haunted, of course. I'll meet you at the bottom. So I'm filming on a new gimbal today, which basically means the footage should be smoother. It should be clearer in like darker sections like this. I use some of the money from channel donations, so if you donate to the channel, thank you very much. It's really appreciative. It's really appreciative. I can't even talk. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Some more entrances to the catacombs here. God, I just wonder what's behind them. Fortunately, there's no cracks on the walls to look through. Don't know how long it goes on for down there. Look at that. Awesome. It's all the way up there, look, as well. Now, apparently the vampire graves around this section, but I've never seen, well, I couldn't find a picture of it, so I'm not exactly sure what it looks like. And it doesn't say what name it is on it, so it's probably just an urban legend, isn't it? Thomas John. Look at these, how creepy do these look? I am tempted to come and do a night walk here. I think for Halloween maybe we can do a live. I'll get some practice in. Big black cross. Let's have a look in here. Really hard to read. Anne 1837. Look at this place. Looks like Highgate Cemetery, doesn't it? Goes quite far back as well. Peter Evans, 1874. There's a slate one there, look. We normally see in Wales the Weeping Willow. George Roberts. It's cracked, isn't it? William Thomas. And that up there is the other entrance to the cemetery. Kind of snakes through the old quarry. Completely walked past this one. It's a really weird design for Robert Beckett, 1815 I think it says. It's like leaves and all sorts. Oh look, there's a rat. Look away if you're squeamish. Look at him. Oh god. Now that tale about the vampire who's buried around here somewhere. Apparently there's wild garlic planted around his grave, and which separates him and the graves of his wives. I think he had 3 wives. But I don't think it's the time of year, is it, for wild garlic to grow? I'm no gardening expert. Sarah Ann Rimmer. Samuel Rimmer. Mary Elizabeth. Aged 17 days, 1835. A bit dark and spooky in here. In memory of John Mayer Threlfall, 1862. Do you remember Threlfall in the one of the last videos? Can't remember which one it was. Memory's terrible these days. Not spotting any wild garlic around here. John Alder. Read it. John Sidney Tollabay, 1845. Frederick Cleves, 1855. Arabella Cox, daughter of Edward and Fanny Maria, aged 1 year in 1841. Memory of Nevitt Hully, 1840. Clothtrate Turn. Mary Hatton, daughter of W. Cookson. Sarah Horn Cookson, died 1858. It's lovely, isn't it? See more graves over there lining the sides of the cemetery. They all would have been in the middle, but when they changed it to a garden, they moved them all to the sides like they usually do. Not a garden, a park. So it's a shame, isn't it? I'd like to see them all like in situ where they were originally. couple of tramps on the bench over there, so try and avoid them. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the mausoleum of William Huskisson, born in 1770 and died in 1830. He was a statesman, financier and a member of parliament. But he's most famous for being the first person killed by a train. That train was Robert Stephenson's rocket. Okay, that's ready to come out, isn't it? Jesus. Just try and have a look in without getting killed by a falling rock. Look at that. Needs a bit of work, doesn't it, to say the least. Wow. So yeah, William's ghost apparently roams the cemetery. But there's always a ghost story, isn't there? So some more catacombs here, or entrances to them. They're probably more just like mausoleums in rock, aren't they? I don't know if that's the definition of a catacomb or not. I don't think it leads into one big open space. War or Where Bradley Wells, 1823. And a snail. So this here, it's not a pond, it's a natural well or natural water source. I don't really know that much about it other than, like all wells, it's meant to have magical healing power. Look at that leaf there, perfectly positioned. I think you can actually do a tour and go to the top of the cathedral there. Might have to do it one day. Some stones in front of this one. Not sure if these people are buried behind inside. Anne Gow, 1925. And Elizabeth Kinsella maybe. It's interesting, if there are coffins and bodies in there, then it's going to be quite damp, aren't they? Oh, this one will definitely be occupied, won't it? Thomas Richardson, 1874, I think that says. And Adele. So yeah, some are in use, aren't they? Let's see what this plaque says on this one. It's quite high up. Major John Semple, 1831, and Jessie, his wife. I'm assuming they're inside. This one looks like partial bedrock. All bricked up. This one looks like it's a bit open on the side, doesn't it? Let me see down there? It's got a bit of depth to it. Oh, I've just seen the name as well. So this is apparently where little Grace is buried. See on this rock here, you've got little Grace carved into it, which I think it was actually some medium or spiritual type of person came and carved the name into it. There's about 7 different stories that I saw online about Grace, but apparently she liked playing in the graveyard, and when she died her father laid her to rest here in the Catacombs, and apparently you can still see her playing to this day. Alright, so we're back at the start. I think we've seen pretty much all of it. Just wonder if we can walk up there without anyone coming. I think I can hear someone, so I'll duck back in here and have a look at some more of these. See some interesting symbols on here. Henry Messon, 7th son of Edward and Elizabeth. The anchor one there for my dear husband William Hill, master mariner of this city. I think it's 1821. Surprised I've not seen more master mariner graves, with Liverpool being quite a popular port for imports and exports and shipping in general, and the Titanic connection. Oh, I missed this angel, didn't I? Look at that. Is it an angel or is it meant to be Mary? Someone's left us some money there, look. 10p. I wonder if some of these stones were actually placed in the wall here, look. It's a bit of a similar shape, isn't it? I wonder if it was up there originally. And this one as well, in this little niche maybe. You know, like churches have them on the walls inside. It's probably like that, wasn't it? I can hear someone, but I can't wait around all day for no one to come. Oh, it's like a photo shoot.
Right, let's go find you some gravestones to cover top.
Someone else coming, I think. Yeah. Let's check the view out while we wait for them. It's just stunning, isn't it? Alright guys, Hope you enjoyed the tour of St James's Cemetery here in Liverpool. I'll have to come back here at some point and do a night video. I think that'll be pretty cool. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.